Hey guys and girls, how's it going? Hope you guys are having a great week. So I'm back today with another Mass Effect Andromeda related video. This is the third one that's come out that I haven't had a chance to watch. So it came out very recently, which is the new Mass Effect Andromeda initiative briefing, focusing, it's the last and final one I think, focusing on golden worlds and settlements. So I'm very, very interested to see this video because I think it's a large part of what Andromeda is. And we've seen a lot of sort of combat videos, so I'm really looking forward to seeing this video right now. I don't know what my quality is going to be like because my internet speed is not the best at the moment, so it doesn't necessarily produce it in the best resolution, and I'm just recording it from what it's showing on my computer. So if the quality is not quite as crisp as you're used to, I do apologize, but I want to record my reaction to it anyway, so let's jump straight into it. All right. Okay, so we've already got a pop-up here, right? Dr. Suvi Anwar. Suvi Anwar is a member of the Nexus science team and holds advanced degrees in astrophysics, molecular biology. In a screening interview, she stated that she was from a large, rather boisterous family. Okay, calm down. Of 5 children. Let me just check that that's still recording. No, good. Her neuroscientist mother and mathematician father exposed her and her siblings to science from a young age, which sparked a lifelong love of the subject. Suvi declares that there was no hesitation on her part in signing up for the Andromeda initiative. Once she learned of its existence, owing to a desire to see and experience more than one small corner of this vast universe. That is really interesting. I love this. Okay.
Building a new life in Andromeda starts with the search for solid ground and safe
That must
harbor.
be her. That's got to be her.
The search for our golden world.
Okay, so we've got lots of information already. So the Helios cluster. So this is the area that Mass Effect Andromeda is set in. In the first game anyway, is almost exclusively in the, I think it actually pretty much is exclusively in the Helios cluster. So this is comprised of over 30 observed systems. Now that's systems. I would assume that each system also has its own planets. And if each one of those systems is explorable, as are the planets, that gives you a general feel of just how big Mass Effect Andromeda is actually going to be. The Helios cluster is a star cluster on the outer fringes of the Andromeda galaxy, so it's right on the edge. Helios, as it is commonly known, was chosen as the Andromeda Initiative's destination after long-range surveys suggested it had an unusually high number of habitable worlds. The cluster also has a large black hole at its center, whose formation may have been the cause of Helios's rich element 0 deposits. Surveying and classification of Helios is an ongoing process. While some planets have official names, others are still known by their initial survey data. H for Helios object, followed by a catalogue number. That's interesting.
Suvi Anwar, part of the Nexus science team and the science officer assigned to the Tempest. I'm here to explain the basics of the golden worlds we're planning to inhabit. Without mass relays, our first wave of arcs will focus on a pocket of stars called the Helios cluster. In a galaxy of 1 trillion stars, Helios has rich resources and 7 promising golden worlds.
7 golden worlds.
We have labeled habitats 1 through 7. These worlds represent our best chance to find a new home.
Oh, element 0, okay. Also known as EZO, the rare material known as element 0 generates a field when subjected to, it's an electrical current which raises or lowers the mass of all objects within it. This mass effect forms the basis of modern technology, from weapons and manufacturing to enabling faster than light travel. Element 0 is generated when solid matter such as a planet is affected by the energy of a star going supernova. Interesting. The material is common in the asteroid debris that orbits neutron stars and pulsars. Though mining such regions is extremely hazardous and requires significant investment, surveys of the Helios cluster suggested the region is rich in element 0, which was a deciding factor in the Andromeda Initiative's decision to settle there. Without EZO, the initiative's technology would quickly become obsolete. So that's interesting.
Golden worlds should not just be capable of supporting life, but should also be rich in minerals to supply our colonies. and the initiative itself. The Nexus requires vast quantities of helium-3, water, ice, and element 0 to continue functioning. The more resources we gather, the more upgrades we can complete on the Nexus's infrastructure, the more colonists we can then awaken from cryosleep. There's no way to know for sure what state these golden worlds will be in until we get there, but our surveys have given us some preliminary data. Habitat 1 is an arid world with vast underground rivers. Despite the dry desert climate, temperatures are well within a comfortable range for settlement. Habitat 2, a large moon orbiting a gas giant, is expected to be rich in minerals and could potentially act as a resource for generations
That's
to
a
come.
cool looking planet.
Habitat 3
That looks like
jungle canopies and rolling hills.
It looks like Sakesh.
While Habitat 4 scan suggests an immense wealth of liquid surface water, making it an ideal candidate as a life-sustaining world. For Arcturian and Quarian colonists, Habitat 5 appears to be a perfect home for dextroprotein life.
Okay. Oh, so we're actually learning something about First Contact Protocol. So in the event any member of the Pathfinder team encounters intelligent alien life, it is imperative that First Contact Protocols be strictly observed. This is very, very Star Trek right now. The Andromeda Initiative holds the principles of peace and cooperation among our highest ideals. Aggressive action against extraterrestrials is only permitted when hostile intent is clearly demonstrated and Pathfinder team members are at obvious risk of injury or death. Interesting.
Scans suggest Habitat 6 has wide oceans and a temperate climate. Last of all, Habitat 7 currently has all the markers of a tropical paradise. This will be our first destination upon arrival 600 years from now.
Cool. So we're actually learning a little bit about setting up outposts. Automated forward stations are part of the initial wave of exploration or colonist deployment. They contain valuable resource caches for explorers to resupply, repair stations for vehicles, and ground-penetrating sensors to identify mineral deposits. Their presence improves the chances of a planet being considered viable. When a planet is seriously considered for settlement or a survey is ongoing, forward stations are seeded into orbit via automated barges. Once summoned to a designated zone, forward stations descend and anchor themselves on the ground, becoming valuable landmarks. Most scout rovers have forward station connectivity, allowing them to be summoned to the stations. That's interesting. Current resource constraints mean that, in theory, only Pathfinders have official sanction to call down forward stations. In reality, reports show that enterprising colonists or unscrupulous scavengers have been known to hack the signals to raid the stations for supplies. That's very interesting. So we might have seen that when we saw that Femme Rider footage, where we saw it was when we got to see the first time when she was using the interrupt command. That looked like some kind of scavengers kind of thing, like pirate sort of settlement, sort of. But that's interesting. So we'll actually be able to call down these settlements and outposts. Maybe we'll be able to have like an influence on how they look or their size. Who knows? But that's cool. I'm looking forward to being able to do that.
And quite possibly, your future home. Pathfinder teams will investigate these planets to determine their viability. This includes everything from pacifying unforeseen threats and allying with potential indigenous populations, to solving environmental problems in an attempt to secure suitable placement for settlement outposts. Once an outpost is established, word is sent to the Nexus and more colonists can be awakened to continue the migration process. For those of you taking these first steps, it should also be noted that some worlds may already be the sovereign soil of an existing culture, a concern we will need to treat with respect. Our new home is out there, waiting to be discovered, and these 7 worlds represent our best chance to make that dream a reality.
So amazing.
We've done everything in our power to give you a head start once we arrive, but the next steps now lie firmly with you. Your path in Andromeda is our future, and every step brings us closer to home.
Oh, I just got shivers. That was cool. That was really cool. All right, so that's really interesting. So it looks like that's what we saw with the previous exploration video, where you had to make like the planet viable. I think it was like you had to have like 40% viability to be able to put down settlements, and that gives you points to actually wake people up in the Nexus if you choose to do so. So that's very interesting. So it probably is a case of having to solve like conflicts and explore and solve story-based puzzles and side missions within different worlds. Solving environmental hazards is quite interesting. I'm wondering how we actually do that. So that's quite interesting to see. But yeah, the RPG elements of it, the exploration elements of this game have me incredibly excited. The combat looks good too. It's going to be a good game. I really hope it's going to be a good game. I'm optimistic about it. I'm still trying not to get too hyped and too excited, just because I don't want to get disappointed. But I don't think I will. I don't think I will. I'm hoping that Mass Effect Andromeda will live up to my hopes and my ideals. But I don't think we'll see many other videos now from BioWare. We might see something potentially on the multiplayer. I would like to see something like that. I am a little concerned that it seems like the beta that they were going to do to test the multiplayer seems to have been canned. So I'm a little concerned about that. I don't know what that says for the multiplayer, whether they have faith in it, whether it's ready, whether they're still tweaking it. Who knows? I guess, you know, only BioWare will know what's going on there. But in terms of the single player, it's looking good. And so that was the last Mass Effect Andromeda Initiative briefing video anyway. So let me know what you guys thought of that footage, what your generally opinions are. Let me know what you are most looking forward to doing in Mass Effect Andromeda as well, and what your thoughts are on exploration. I hope you guys are having a great week. Take care, and as always, happy gaming.